to drive the killing blow on a magma claw, cutting through the dreadful buzz of the wasps and the screams of the damned. A familiar, comforting voice echoed in your mind.
Whoa.
Withers, he requested your attendance in Faerun to gather with your friends and allies, those who stood against the Absolute at your side. A reprieve from the Blood War. A few hours of respite with the stars above and good company to cheer you. Karlach's heart can take the strain of leaving Avernus for a few short hours, but it might burst with joy to see those friends again.
Hey.
Thou wert called here, some from above, some below. For with thine bond, together thou hast kept the wheel of fate spinning when it threatened to halt. Though thou wert drawn far apart in the months after the collapse of the Absolute, tonight fate renews thy bond once more. Thou shouldst take care to preserve it. It is a great weapon wielded in the hand of God. Go. Know one another
Once more. God damn, you got big. Epilogue.
It's good to... Well now, you can make yourself presentable when you have a mind to. I'm glad the months have been wasted. Particularly as I spent them cleaning up the mess we made of the city. Same twisting alleys for purse pickers. Same wooden buildings ready to get burnt by next year's dragon. Same cisterns overflowing. Huh. Baldurians simply get on with it. Stubbornness, civic spirit, plain stupidity. Perhaps all three. But nothing I will sniff at any longer. LARPers have come from half the world over to lend aid. Farmers, masons, healers. My own son has been moved to their ranks. Already he plans crop cycles in Worm's Crossing. Not so for my daughter. Ryan's rejoined the Flaming Fist. Temporarily, you understand. Organized the craftsman. Though she spends more time locking up comrades for pocketing aid funds. They might learn a thing or two if they don't expel her. Again. There is still much to do. People to house. A harbor network to rebuild. I may have little love for this city, but so long as my family chooses to serve it, I can do no less. For all your travels, I hope you have arrived where you want to be. Whatever that means to you. Sentiment. With the greatest affection, I can think of better or our stomachs. I must inspect the refreshments. You'll never know. Some ne'er-do-well might have tampered with the wine.
Commander Zula won't know where the fuck we went! Oh man, I can't wait to say hi to everyone. Look at them, the beauts. Rest up, soldier. My tin can will be alright for the night. And you and me will get to sleep with both eyes shut for the first time in 6 months. Then again, maybe we won't sleep at all.
I like the sound of that.
Me too, my love. See you soon.
Mm-hmm.
Come here, you goon. Oh, hey. Before you go, I've been thinking about those blueprints we found. Zarya's probably got a load of Cambions guarding that forge. I'm sure she knows I want in. She'll do anything to stop me from fixing this thing. I might have an in with one of the guards, though. You may remember my old friend Flo. Not sure she'll help us, but maybe. We might get to come home. Permanently. Maybe even sooner than we think.
Now, dear friend, it's been an age, has it not? You're looking so warm and tired. Our skeletal friend will be very pleased to see I found my way here, despite my invitation getting lost in the post. Oh, I wouldn't bother you with such things during a party. And anyway, I've gotten quite good at replicating your signature, so you needn't even bother with the release form. You might help me with the title, though. I'm considering The Hero and Me. What do you think?
The Hero and I love it.
I knew you would. Perhaps once the manuscript is finished, you'd even be willing to write a foreword. Or better yet, I'll write a draft and you can just sign your name. Better still, I'll sign it for you. Ah, your success really has been wonderful for my reputation. But you mustn't let me hog your attention all night, my friend. You've many friends to chat to, and I'd love to listen in.
Right.
Way over.
There's something strange in your old friend's mouth. What is it? Scratch barks merrily in something like agreement. He seems excited in a way you recognize. He wants you to throw the object he's dropped. But it isn't a ball. It's the astral prism.
Good doggy.
He whines. Let's talk. More throw.
Managed to survive without me. A welcome surprise. It is good to see you, gentlemen. How do your parents fare?
They're making up for last time, living the best life they
To
can.
endure the agonies Shah inflicted on them for so long shows resilience. They deserve peace. Any who survive the torments of the gods deserve peace. Most never find it. Have you? Perhaps. But do not be surprised if you hear the howl of the wolves one night, or see a sign flashing across the stars, and leave your hearth behind. I do not think your adventuring days are behind you. Tranquility will always be waiting. your future. Wherever it takes you. My homecoming has begun. I feared that returning to the Underdark as an apostate of life would be an act of madness. Perhaps it was. If so, it is a madness that fits me well. Rebels swarm to my cause, and even if it takes centuries, I will reclaim my house in Menzoberranzan. And make the Spider Queen bleed. I would kill for a glass of Ulava wine.
Jesus.
He looks coyly at the ground. Suddenly he snaps the air and wiggles. He's either miming fighting a many-limbed. He is, however, exhausted. He's had plenty of adventures without you.
Which I was not in.
So you made it! Well, look who decided to turn up. I wasn't sure our withered old friend could live up to his promise. And look at you, straight from the hells, still reeking of brimstone. I take it you've been having fun.
Kira's still asleep? Kira's still asleep?
No, she's awake. She just doesn't want to.
Huh? Oh.
She's awake. She just doesn't want to get out of bed.
Okay. So she's waking up.
Understandable. Can't resist the urge. I don't want to know what your clothes have been through since we last met. Although I do like the style. Tortured armor never does go out of fashion. I've taken a turn as adventurer and hero. It turns out no one actually cares about murder as long as you murder the right people. Apparently, I'm let's not get carried away, darling. I'm still me. More me than I've ever been. Hardly. Good people don't spend as much time lurking in the dark as I do. You know, it's funny. At first, I thought I was trapped by the shadows, cursed to live in them forever. But in time, I realized that darkness is as much a part of me as my fangs. This is only a curse as long as I refuse to embrace the shadows. So, I decided I would. I decided not to be defined by the choices other people made, by what other people did to me. My past may be done, but my present, my future, they're mine. This is who I am, in all my glory, for better and for worse. But that being said, I haven't completely given up on returning to the sun. If the opportunity presented itself, well, I wouldn't say no. But until then, I am happy. We've had quite the journey, you and I. From the moment I first threatened you, I knew you were someone special. Someone to take on the world with. I will miss our time together. But then again, maybe this isn't goodbye. So much as it's, see you later, darling.
You.
Gods, I must look a mess. I just rolled out from under a pesky Ogoin with his yank me in. Oh, I didn't mean... Well, I didn't mean that. I just gutted the Ogoin. How about I change the subject before I dig this hole any deeper? It's so good to see you. And I've got so much to tell. The trolls I've torn open, the ghouls I've cleaved, the stories I've been itching to tell. I don't suppose you'd indulge me. Yes, just the one, or I'll be yammering all night. You want to hear about the Stegosaurus that bullied Candle Keep, the impossible lich, or the young dragon who crawled out of Deeping Cave? It did, though the adventure had peaceful beginnings, as so many often do. I made camp south of Daggerford. The night was calm, lit by the green lanterns of the campfire. I was about to dig into a hearty stew when it began. A deluge of bones.
Why do you have horns?
1,000 skeletons were walking the skies and had split into pieces. Skulls, knuckles, ribs rained down on me. I turned my skin to bark and made for the light. The bones clumped and clattered into unspeakable aberrations. I cast and carved until I reached the light. I found no caravan, but a sickly green lich. Each fallen bone was a shard of its essence, an impossibility. What does a world of netherbrains and magic crowns care about the impossible? I raged through the night. By morning, the fields were buried in shards of bone, the liches included.
Later in the day food item, and I'm just starting on it. It's gonna take a minute.
Okay.
You have a few more minutes to do wrap up what you're doing. I'm just saying.
Okay. No, it's fine. You don't need that. That's what makes pancakes.
I've seen him more than a few times, and he's as proud of me as I of him.
You don't need
He's leading the city's renewal, opened the gates to all newcomers, rebuilt the council from scratch, and he's back in his element, commanding a flaming fist with brave heart and no shortage of empathy. The likes of Gortash can bend people's minds with a few chosen words. No tadpole needed.
Why do you still have horns, bro?
Chosen primed the fist for a war they weren't meant to win. He convinced them there was an assassin hiding in every shadow, that cruelty was the correct answer to crisis. With a few exceptions, fathers pardoned every last fist. If my forgiveness not be tears' will, so be it. I shall forgive them all the same. His words, not mine. He still believes in the bow and the blade, but he's teaching the fist and the sword. Valor is found not in the wounds you inflict, but in the lives that you have bettered. May they all take it to heart. I won't lie. Losing the eldritch blasts and the hexes took some getting used to. Nothing but void.
Why do you still have horns, dude?
Was hellfire. So, I stoked new fires in myself using the lessons my father once taught me. Now, the Blade of Frontiers is a ranger. A true hunter of monsters. A warden in more than just name. I've missed you too. You showed me that even one who walks in the shadows might still shine her own light. If I had to do it all over again, and I'd rather not, to be clear, I can't imagine not having you at my side. I wish you'd been there to join in. Oh, to battle together, just like the old days. I suppose that's my way of saying I miss you. Tonight, I toast not just the people we've become, but the people we were. Warriors, winners,
Saviors.
Go on, the night's young. You shouldn't waste a moment of it. Or waste a single drop of wine for that matter. I've had half a bottle myself. Oops. Did I say half a bottle? I meant half a dozen.
You would think someone of my vintage would be inured to the passage of time. Yet these past 6 months have seemed endless without your company. But now our paths cross once more. for each other's company, I sense. I cannot imagine otherwise after what we shared. That bond was forged in a crucible that can never be stoked again, Oak Father willing. It is a bond that can weather any distance, any passage of time. I know it can, for I feel the longing for old friends in my heart each day. I always do. Should I ever decline, assume a doppelganger has taken my place.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know what the matches are. You can just use these.
Mm.
That was more than worth the wait. That was more than worth the wait. Now, we have much to catch up on. Do not allow me to ramble on. I am eager to hear all you've been doing. In that case, very well. Our community grows rapidly. In 6 months, we have turned what was once a shadowy wasteland into a true home for all. In another 6 months, I would wager the scars of the past will be entirely invisible, even to those who remember them. The old masonry of Moonrise Towers and Wraithwin have been repurposed into new homes, and the land is rich with harvests and bountiful trees. Nature and civilization are in harmony, stronger together. My greatest purpose and greatest reward. Those children have been through more than fate had any right to cast at them, and yet they go on as resilient as anything in nature. I impart what knowledge I can to them, yet, in truth, they teach me far more. The land we saved is theirs, and they will cherish it, I'm sure. Daniel and Oliver shall never want for friends again. As am I. I may age more slowly than most, but I do believe I've gained some new laughter lines of late. Now, please, tell me all, and spare no details. I shall not lie. I have an ulterior motive in wishing to hear all. It is the children, you see, my charges. Their appetite for bedtime tales is greater than I could ever have anticipated. Another story, Daddy Halsin. Another is the chorus that greets me each nightfall. They have all but exhausted my repertoire in but a few short months. No mean feat given the lifetime I have lived. I desperately need new material, please. My reputation is at stake.
Probably put it there. You know.
Okay. Much cleaning sports, and I know they're terrible.
You would ask to be tucked in next. But whatever the intrepid adventurer needed, I would have been glad to provide. I am all ears, though I never cared for that phrase. A rather unsettling image. I shall be honored to speak of you to the children. To embrace change as you have shall make for a stirring example. Thank you. Now, it would be cruel of me to hoard you all to myself for the evening, as much as I would like to. I shall leave you to the others for now, unless there was anything else. Quite often. They come and go as they please, but with playmates to avail of, they are far from strangers. They ask after you often. What you did for them will never be forgotten. I can see it in the land all around me. But more importantly, I see it in their faces whenever they visit. To make a child smile is to dabble with the power of as far as I'm concerned.
Oh my god. Oh, it's charged. Finally.
Yep, you need some.
I spend half my days in Ursine form. The children demand it. I had a score of them taking turns riding upon my back just days ago. I'm glad they are so comfortable with the Oakfather's creations. But they must learn that not all are as amiable as I am. A lesson for another time, though. They deserve some joy. As for roaming, that impulse has dwindled, I must admit. Perhaps because I have found where I am meant to be. As did I, but somehow I feel like I no longer need to roam. That I have found something worthy laying roots for. Amazing what can be discovered about oneself, even at a ripe old age.
Oh, the grove.
On occasion, but I prefer not to interfere. Francesca of the High Forest is Archdruid now, and by all accounts, she has proven to be a steady and wise influence. Even Korga may yet find true balance, thanks to her influence. I was just thinking the very same.
You know what boggles my mind about?
Okay.
I could get used to this. Before you go, I have something for you. Just a little keepsake, really. Do you remember how I told you I like to whittle?
Bro, we believe
I made
in
this.
you. I mean, not really.
Ducks are my favorite, but I thought they were particularly fitting in this case. They are migratory birds, of course, traveling far and wide with the turn of the seasons. Yet, they always find their way back to where they belong. Just like old friends find themselves back in each other's company. Just a token to remember me by. Now, I've taken up enough of your time. Go on. Enjoy the festivities. We can speak again later.
A whittled duck. Okay. Where's Lizelle?
You see, boo? I told you to play with me. To bear for.
Hey, Gail's back. What? Oh, never mind.
Well met. I am a magical projection of Gale of Waterdeep. And if you see this manifestation, that means I have prematurely perished. Alas, on this occasion I appear to have been erased from this plane in both soul and substance. So the usual protocol for revivification cannot be followed. I am, however, available for the duration of this spell to assist with the tying of any loose ends related to my recent departure from mortality. As I said, I am merely a projection of Gale. A highly accomplished one, reflecting my creator's flair for such magic. But in no way am I the great wizard himself. He is not. The good news is I am here precisely to assist in cushioning that heaviest of blows. I have been entrusted with the delivery of a letter to be given to one who cared most for me in life. I hope these words do something to ease the tragedy of my untimely and that, I'm afraid my spell is waning. How fortunate I was to know someone like you.
Hell's Walker returns. For 2 months I trained the Knights of the Comet. For 2 more I skewered Kithraki bellies. For 2 more yet, I traveled through Limbo. I never imagined we'd be standing toe-to-toe on this day, in this place. Nothing but allies, I always told myself. Necessary partnership. But in spite of every strained word, every barbed glance, seeing you brings me even more pleasure than taking a Royal Inquisitor's head.
What's the holdup?
You've spilled blood, gained a foothold in the astral, but still you need allies. And one beyond reckoning has made itself known. Zerith Minyaragith. Not a what, but a who. The immortal god king of the Githzerai. An exiled people. Once king of none, until the madness of civil war ripped our one sky into 2. Our Gish sent word of the rebellion to Minyara through the cosmos. He's agreed to parley. It's fallen to me to secure an alliance. Exactly the reaction I expected. My blade is keen as ever. But it was you who showed me that a proper victory doesn't always require a razor-sharp edge. Sometimes, a sincere plea is more persuasive than a dagger against the neck. Minyara Gith is an ascetic. Reached out in good faith. This is his way. It is in this spirit that I must meet him. And if he refuses, I carry on. Gravity pulls me in but one direction. I am the comet. I will not rest until I burn Vlakith's bones to ash and smash her phylactery to pieces. My people will be free. Chunk. But you've heard that refrain before.
Lord
Zealous,
Orion.
bossy, insistent. All part and parcel of my undeniable charm. When the comet has risen, when the Lich Queen has crumbled to dust, I miss this place. More to the point, I miss you. I wouldn't even deny it with Vlakith's vocal blade at my neck. Though, I'd rather it not come to that. Now go, mingle a bit. That's the word, right? Mingle. I'll be back one day. The Overgod himself couldn't keep me away. So it has.
Yeah.
And a fine man the hatchling will be. I call him son. Freedom. He's with the mages of Zambardin. I trust his care to no one else. Zan's destiny will be his own to follow. Warrior, poet, explorer, scholar. His way will be the way of the comet. No chains to bind us, no lies to bury us. Liberty will be the rallying cry that unites our empire.
All my favorite people in one place. Not to mention all my favorite ones.
Alright, let's talk to, what's his name? Minxed.
He's starving. Yeah, stick on the other side of the stove. I know I'm using one side, but I'm right handed it. Move all this stuff.
What do you make?
Let's put all this away if we can. I'm making a pasta casserole.
It is good to be seen.
Starting now.
Oh, after so many days down in the dark, I still get to wonder if he was some blind man who only dreamed himself to be large and bulksome.
Put it somewhere out of your way.
You will forgive the aroma. We
I'll
were
probably use
not
that later.
expecting
I'll
the
use
dusty
that later
one
for
to
the
open a
stuff.
portal
I'll
to
use
our
that for
very
the
self.
I always put it,
Boo had a moment to lick himself clean, but there is a little too much of Minsk to cover. Minsk and Boo have been helping, of course. We guard the streets, while Jahira is occupied with Harperish matters. The Zentarum rule the city's underbelly, so Minsk and Boo went to give them a tickling. There were harsh words, battle cries, some manner of head wound. We awoke in a Zentish cell, awaiting trial by noble combat. Execution, says Boo. Though I am not sure of the difference. It is a long walk to the gallows, and Minsk still has his fists, no?
Yeah, I'm gonna clean these floors in a little while. Once we're all, once
The
everyone's
Zent
eaten,
may keep
for a
their
while,
peace,
everyone's
so
full,
long as Minsk may keep his steel. We shall see which is the first to shatter. But leave such matters for the morn. Tonight is for celebration and the telling of tales. How have you filled your days since we tore this sticky tyrant from the sky? The lovebirds still nest together then? Minsk is glad. For what is life without a companion? Though I am thinking yours does not sit on your shoulders, eh? Ah, you are right, Boo. That is none of Minsk's business. There is much merriment to be made before the night is done. Go and greet the others. Minsk shall make himself presentable. Ah, this bond shall do nicely, Boo. Though I see no soap. So you shall have to blow the bubbles for me.
I'm so... Okay, who else should we talk to?
I fear I am becoming accustomed to the taste of sun.
they could use jelly, but there's a jelly good. No, they have to make this last one.
What? Who's this around?
Right. Yes, I'm certain it is. You helped Mr. Decarios. I can almost feel Gale here. Among his friends, crackling in the oh, what I wouldn't give to snuggle up on his lap one more time. Just once. I couldn't possibly. Unless, well, perhaps it's not a terrible idea. Gale would be quite pleased to know we've made friends, wouldn't he? Perhaps you'd be willing to come meet Gale's mother sometime. She misses him so. And I know it would do her heart a world of good to discuss her son with someone who knew him as he was. Jolly good. I'll tell Mrs. Decarios to be expecting you. Oh, she'll be delighted. Things just haven't been the same without himself cluttering up the place. Enjoy your party, dear. I've heard you quite deserve a celebration. Warmer down south than it is in Waterdeep.
I fear I am becoming accustomed to the taste of sun.
This one night is like it, and yet different. Thou art the savior of Baldur's Gate. Until such time it requires saving again. How dost thou feel? perfection of one's intention is, to my surprise,
Let us charge for 2
a
minutes.
rare accomplishment.
It's charging right now!
Enjoy the revelry of the day. Not
That's the
exactly
funniest thing ever.
strongest thing.
The look you get on your face and the exasperated way you're like, see, when she's doing her usual shenanigans. So cute.
What indeed?
Not now, I mean like usually, you know.
Prick up my ears and listen.
Where'd Kira go?
Yeah. I told you watch something she wanted to watch. She's like bored. I don't know if she's like into
The balance of the world restored. The balance of these lives, mortal and otherwise, brought to account. Hear me, now heroes, wastrels, friends. I have waited long to tell you these words. It is over. For now. Thou played thy part in weaving the fabric of fate itself. But for every thread you sewed, so did the gods unravel another. Sleep, rest, revel, but be ready. For thou mayst yet be needed. Until we meet again, I wish thee every possible fortune, health, wealth, love, and above all, problems worth solving.
Someone's got to take the trash out.
To the greatest friends I could dream of. I'll check it out. Michelle.
I don't know. Maybe you should wait. She'll probably have flies in them trying to cook.
Okay.
Whoever does have flies in them. You're waiting. You're waiting for opportunity. Like they look at this stuff out the door.
Oh hell, Baldur's
They
you.
really don't.
They really don't.
You know what it's like? It's like trying to get into a show. You know, all these people trying to get into the show at the last minute. Hey, y'all got a new free spot.